Hello everybody, it's Theme Park Avenue, I'm Eric, and today I have a new theme park battle. Today we have a Six Flags versus Cedar Fair matchup, Six Flags New England versus Canada's Wonderland. I pair these two because they are both notorious for having a large number of bad roller coasters. Let's dive right in. Starting off with two of the worst roller coasters, Flight Deck at Canada's Wonderland and Riddler Revenge at Six Flags New England, which used to be Mind Eraser, which had much worse restraints, and Flight Deck is still the worst roller coaster I've ever been on. The remodeled Riddler Revenge will earn a point. Now for two B&M coasters that are not really thought of much. Batman the Dark Knight, which I think is a terribly painful floorless coaster, and Yukon Striker, which I have not been on yet, but given that it is a dive coaster and I do actually really like those, I think I would much prefer that, because there's no bad dive coasters out there. So they will earn the points. Two more Vacomas come up here with Vacoma Boomerangs. Flashback at Six Flags New England is one of the worst I've been on, while the Bat at Canada's Wonderland is one of the best I've been on. So Canada's Wonderland earns another point. Toning down the thrill a little with large family coasters, we have Catwoman's Whip and Thunder Run. They're both like large family coaster sort of things, sit down. However, Thunder Run is a longer ride overall, and Catwoman's Whip is really just known for its giant train, so Canada's Wonderland earns the point. Now for the big wooden coasters. You guys will probably mostly disagree with me on this one because a lot of people don't like Mindbuster, but I had a perfectly smooth ride on it, while Thunderbolt really jolted me around in my nether regions every time it went over a hill. I easily prefer Mindbuster, and I think it deserves a lot more credit as a Philadelphia Toboggan Company wooden coaster that's actually really good. Now for two hyper coasters. Superman the Ride is my favorite ride at Six Flags New England personally, and Behemoth is a really good ride at Canada's Wonderland. I like Behemoth a lot, great first drop, some awesome airtime. However, Superman is perfect in nearly every way. The restraints are the only thing holding it back, and Superman is such an amazing ride it has to win this category. Now for the Kiddie Coasters. Neither one really matters too much, but New England's is a bit larger and has more theming, so they earn the point. Now for the Wild Mice, Wild Mouses, Wild Mouse Coasters, whatever you want to say. Gotham City Gauntlet Escape from Arkham Asylum is a really long name, and also a pretty bad Wild Mouse. It's made by Maurer, and it is pretty painful and has some theming that just kind of feels thrown in. On the other hand, The Fly is easily one of the most thrilling Wild Mouse coasters and probably my favorite. And I've been on some pretty good ones, so that is saying something. So Canada's Wonderland earns another point. And so for the garbage roller coasters that have not been mentioned yet, Goliath at New England and Time Warp at Canada's Wonderland. Both are very infamous. I hate Time Warp, sure, but Goliath is my least favorite with the exception of Flight Deck, which already lost a point for Canada's Wonderland. So Goliath is the worst ride. Therefore, Canada's Wonderland barely earns a point. And finally, we will talk about the best coasters in the park. I prefer Superman, like I said, but Wicked Cyclone seems to be the one people like more. And while there's a few Behemoth fans out there, I think Leviathan still stands as the best one. So, I like Leviathan a lot. Great airtime, a really fast, long ride. But Wicked Cyclone does a lot better with its smaller scale, so it is a bit better paced, so I will be giving the final coaster point to New England. However, we must discuss the extra roller coasters. New England will be earning 2 extra points, one for the Joker and one for Pandemonium. Canada's Wonderland, however, has 17 roller coasters, so they will earn 7 extra points for Wild Beast, Silver Streak, Vortex, Wonder Mountain's Guardian, Dragonfire, Ghoster Coaster, and Backlot Stomp Coaster, giving them a commanding lead. For the Drop Towers, Six Flags New England's Drop Tower is much smaller than Canada's Wonderland's, so they will be earning the point. Also, the Drop Tower at Canada's Wonderland is intimate, so it easily is better than the S&S. Now to discuss flat rides. There are a handful of flat rides at New England. I will be giving them 3 points for Harley Quinn's Spinsanity, Cyborg Hyperdrive, and Fireball. However, Canada's Wonderland has many flat rides. They will be earning 5 points for Riptide, Cyclone, Lumberjack, and a couple of others. Riptide is my personal favorite, though. For shooting rides, of course, there's the Battle for Metropolis Justice League themed ride at Six Flags New England. However, we must point out that there is Wonder Mountain's Guardian at Canada's Wonderland, though I gave that a point as a roller coaster because it technically is one. So we'll be using Boo Blasters on Boo Hill for this category. Six Flags New England's Justice League is much better crafted and is just overall better because it's a lot newer, so they will earn the points. Now for water rides. Both parks have some water rides, however, there's only one at New England and two at Canada's Wonderland, so the parks will earn 1 and 2 points respectively. Now for other rides. Which park has more rides? Well, Canada's Wonderland is a significantly larger number, so they will be earning the points, meaning they now double Six Flags New England's score. Now for shows. Canada's Wonderland has quite a few live shows and the interesting fountain display at Wonder Mountain. However, New England has meet and greets, and that's all. So Canada's Wonderland earns the point. And now for food. Both parks have food options, plenty, mostly similar. However, Canada's Wonderland has a couple of Canadian foods and better chains like Pizza Pizza, which is a great Canadian pizza place. So the point will be going to Canada's Wonderland. And for theming, New England has some colonial stuff, but Canada's Wonderland has a giant mountain and waterfall. So pretty sure Canada's Wonderland easily wins this one. And now for the park layout, based on how easy it is to get from point A to point B, and all the other places. Both are pretty good, however I feel that Canada's Wonderland more tucks things away into sides, while New England doesn't really do that as much. So I guess I will be giving a point to Six Flags New England. Now for the operating season, when the rides are open, both are very similar. They're closed sometimes because they're further north, but both parks will earn a point. Now for the prices. New England is a bit more expensive than Canada's Wonderland, so Canada's Wonderland earns the point. And finally, operations. Canada's Wonderland has great operations on Behemoth, Leviathan, and Yukon Striker. There aren't really many weak links in theirs. On the other hand, New England has 2 Boomerangs, meaning they only run 1 car on those, and their SNS 40 free spin doesn't really move as well as it should. So the final point goes to Canada's Wonderland. Therefore, Canada's Wonderland wins, having more than double Six Flags New England's score. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be out of town for a little while, so I won't really be making any more videos for at least another week. I hope you enjoyed this one. Subscribe for more content and like the video if you enjoyed, and comment down below which one you prefer. I'll see you next time.